Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
This is going viral all over social media. It took place in Ohio. So this lady was on TikTok, and she was talking about how her 5-year-old got out the house, and somehow the 5-year-old was scalped, and beaten half to death. But what's even more disturbing is that the people who did this to the 5-year-old are, I believe, 9 and 10 years old. There are 2 other children. So she was telling her story because I guess the news media or whatever, the police weren't believing her. So once it went viral on TikTok, the mainstream media got on top of it. So now there's an update to the story because some people said that she was over-exaggerating, she was lying, but charges are now being filed. So I want to go ahead and talk about this. This is extremely disturbing. Trigger warning. This is sick and sad.
I literally saw the worst thing ever.
In Tavia Kinnebrew, a mother, heartbroken and pleading for justice. Police say her 5-year-old daughter was beaten, scalped, and sexually assaulted. The people that did it, they believe, are a 9-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl.
I saw my daughter unrecognizable.
Kinnebrew says she dropped her daughter off with a family member on September 13th. Somehow, the 5-year-old got outside. The next thing the mother knows, her little girl is being treated by paramedics. Police say the brutal attack happened in a field near East 148th Street and St. Clair Avenue.
Her hair was scalped from her head. She had bruises and blood all over her body. Her eyes was filled with blood. Her lips and mouth was filled with blood. Her nails had dirt, debris of dirt stuck in it.
19 News spoke to Kinnebrew last week. Nearly a month after the attack, she's still wondering how and why this could have happened. The Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office charging the children with some adult-like crimes: attempted murder, rape, kidnapping, and strangulation. Kinnebrew telling us her daughter is left emotionally and physically hurt.
I want her to just to be somewhat of a normal 5-year-old again.
The prosecutor's office says they are still going through evidence and getting new information. Our team reached out to Kinnebrew's lawyer for comment on these charges, but have not heard back.
Okay, so this is the update here. I mean, this is just evil.
Today, charges have been filed against a 9 and a 10-year-old accused of assaulting a 5-year-old girl in Cleveland. I have got to warn you, the details of this case are so disturbing. I just don't want you to be caught off guard. Amaya Ward joins us in the newsroom with details on how the legal process works when we're talking about suspects that are as young as these kids are. Amaya?
Yeah, hey, Christy. Prosecutors filed charges today against a 10-year-old girl and a 9-year-old boy. The charges against them include attempted murder, rape, felonious assault, kidnapping, and strangulation. We're told the 2 will be summoned to juvenile court at a later date. There's no minimum age for prosecution in Ohio, but experts say cases involving kids under 12 are extremely rare. Instead of focusing on just punishment, the juvenile court will now have to look at competency, understanding, and rehabilitation, questions that are especially difficult when the defendants are still in elementary school. Legal professor Michael Benza says that's exactly why moving forward with charges like these can be so complex.
Trying to prove what a 9-year-old even understands about their conduct, let alone what are they thinking about doing when they're doing this conduct, makes it very difficult to prosecute people this young.
Benza says prosecutors will have to determine whether the children are competent to stand trial, meaning they understand what's happening in court and can help their lawyers. He calls this case an outlier, saying Ohio's laws weren't written with children this young in mind. He also notes this case will stay behind closed doors due to their age. We asked Benza if there's a chance the children's parents could face charges. We'll have his response coming up at 5.
Yeah, very good question there. All right, Amaya, thank you.
Holy. That is the update, because I know there were people saying she's over exaggerating, that couldn't have happened. And so now you see the 10 and the 9-year-old were charged. A lot of things bother me with this story. One, the mother left her 5-year-old daughter with family members, and somehow the 5-year-old got out. If you're there to babysit my child, how is my child getting out from your care? And the fact that the child was out long enough to run into these two demons and be assaulted and AR'd and all the stuff that happened to her is insane. So I'm going to have a lot of issues with the family for not doing their job, because they were supposed to be watching the 5-year-old. Because what if the 5-year-old snuck out and then was kidnapped and nobody ever saw her again, right? Two, the fact that these kids are that young, where would they get something like that from? The fact that there's a young girl involved and a young boy? What is happening in their household? What is happening possibly in that neighborhood? For young kids to even know how to behave that way, to even know to R a small child, pull her hair out, damn near scalp her, beat her. And I think the problem is a lot of these children are being left to their own devices. If nothing is happening in their household or in that neighborhood, that means they have access to the internet. They have access to videos, to porn, to things that they should have no access to at the age of 9 and 10. Because what they did, what they performed on that 5-year-old is something that that's either being done to them or something they've witnessed either in their household or on the internet. That's not normal. That's not normal for a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old to even fathom doing something like that. Like they said, they don't even have laws on the books to address things like that. Because at the age of 9 and 10, you shouldn't even be sexual or thinking about sex. Puberty hasn't even hit yet. The only way that you're thinking about stuff like that is if you've been touched or you've been introduced to sexual things at an early age before your brain is mentally capable of handling it. So this entire situation is just disturbing. Yeah, tablet babies. People who are just giving their kids iPads as long as they're out of their hair and not bothering them, but you're not understanding what is popping up on these iPads. These kids are able to Google stuff and pull things up better than the parents. How many times have I just been on Twitter, literally typing up stuff, research, porn, hardcore porn. If I put in the word right now, little baby, because let's say he's trending for something, all types of porn comes up. It's insane. This is why you just can't give your kids a phone. You can't just give them an iPad. You have to have certain things, certain features in place, because these kids are being exposed to really demonic things, and now they're acting out on them. I feel horrible for that. How does the 5-year-old even process what happened to her? Somebody said Roblox is evil. Yeah, there's even a lot of stuff on Roblox that shouldn't be on there. Now, I don't have kids young enough to be on Roblox. I've heard about the horror stories, and, friends of mine with smaller kids are on there. But I've heard that there's certain worlds or something like that they create on Roblox that are really dark and sinister. And then there's been adults caught on there trying to solicit children. So Roblox is a whole nother rabbit hole. I've never really gone too far down that rabbit hole just because, my kids are a little bit older. But if I had younger children, I definitely would not want them to just be on Roblox unsupervised. Yeah, it's man. When I just heard that stuff, I'm like, this is insane. For that to be done by 2 other children, I felt so bad for the mother. The whole thing is just insane. At that point, who do you trust your child with? Even the people that you left your child with, they didn't do their job.
Want the latest news in the streets? Join us and tune in for the tea. breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.